What makes 0.7 million Bangladeshi workers to migrate every year? How are their pre- and post-migration circumstances? Let's find out. Meet Rashid, a 31-year-old irregular migrant worker, currently working as a welder in a Saudi Arabian construction company. And this is Rabea, a 26-year-old BMET registered migrant worker, who is employed as a pump operator in a UAE-based oil company. Rashid's family consists of his wife, 2 school-going children, and his mother. Rabea's family back in Bangladesh includes her husband, her 2 school-going children, and in-laws. Remittance is the only source of household income in Rashid's family, of which a huge share is used to pay debts, and there is hardly any savings or assets. Whereas Rabea's husband makes significant contribution to the total household income, and so a fair share of remittance is used as savings as well as invested in assets. Due to the inefficient use of and higher dependency on remittance, Rashid's children are deprived of proper education and healthcare facilities, and his scope of self-reintegration is almost absent. Rabea's children have access to quality education and healthcare, and reintegration is much easier in her case. These 2 stories more or less represent the conventional circumstances of Bangladeshi workers abroad. In 2018, Bangladesh was the 3rd highest recipient of remittance in South Asia and 11th highest recipient globally, with $15.9 billion of total remittances. Most of the remittance comes from the GCC countries, as 73.1% remittance senders migrate there. In 2019, IOM Bangladesh conducted an extensive study on utilization of remittances across all categories of migrant workers using quantitative analysis by surveying 1,000 remittance-receiving households and qualitative analysis, and came up with some striking findings. According to the study, Bangladeshi women migrant workers, though much less in number, generally remit more than men working in GCC region. The importance of remittance is spread from national to household level. The immediate impact of remittances is that they increase household income by at least 100% between 2009 and 2019, and lifts households to a more comfortable position on the society's income ladder. Average income dependence of remittance is 55%. Income dependence on remittance is substantial, but not overwhelming. 3 main groups of individuals capture 90% of all remittance recipients: female spouses of migrants, mothers of migrants, and fathers of migrants. About 90% of household heads are remittance recipients. 65% remittance receiving households have female household heads, and at least 95% of female household heads are housewives or unemployed. Findings confirm that female remittance recipients are more financially vulnerable than male remittance recipients. The study also finds that higher skilled workers send more money than the lesser skilled and increase income among remittance recipients' households. An increase in skills categories increases the amount remitted by $255. In terms of investment, migrants' families mostly go for buying land, buying a house, and making home improvements, with over 20% of remittance recipients investing in these assets. Most of household heads have only 1 or 2 financial products ownership. It's also vary greatly based on the gender of the remittance sender. According to the study report, families who receive remittances from male migrants, they have 1.88 odds of investing in assets, whereas those who receive from female migrants, they have 1.53 odds of investing in assets. Recognizing the intersection between remittances, asset building, economic development, and gender is of great relevance to Bangladesh, as its economy is largely tied to labor migration. Therefore, it seems crucial to adopt some policies in order to facilitate migrants and their families. Number 1. The study suggests that it's important to inform and share data with the financial services industry about the financial condition of the 3 most salient groups: female spouses, mothers, and fathers, and suggest ways and potentially financial products for companies to get involved in improving financial access. Number 2. The Ministry of Expatriates, Welfare and Overseas Employment, with executives from Probashi Kalyan Bank, can also provide information and incentives for families of migrants and women to address their financial needs and ways to access financial institutions. Number 3. Gender-responsive financial education to migrants and remittance recipients can be offered. For instance, Atika Overseas Workers and Communities Initiative has implemented several initiatives geared to empower female migrant workers in Hong Kong, increasing knowledge and awareness of financial options and decisions. Number 4. Skills are central to strengthen Bangladesh's economy. One way to address this issue is to make higher education economically accessible for youth from low-income households and introduce features that incentivize participation, especially among young women. Workforce training for men and women would also help address the skills mismatch in the labor market associated with migration. These initiatives are a first-level approach to find symmetry between existing challenges, possible solutions, and proportional responses to the challenges.